Hey guys, hey, we're back with another video. I have been really busy trying to get a ministry going and all the legal ins and outs and everything, and we are getting so close. I'm so excited. I just wonder what it's going to look like. Don't know. But I have decided that I wasn't going to make videos unless he spoke to me because there are so many people on the social media platforms that are just spewing their opinions at you, and that has to do with your itching ears. You know, you want to find somebody that's saying what you want them to say, and then you're like, oh, it's from God. No, doesn't mean it's from God. So a few days ago, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he spoke 2 words to me, at which case I was like, say what? And then he explained it to me. And so those are the words I'm going to tell you he's speaking. And I'm going to tell you where he led me to in the scriptures. Those 2 words were sleep on, which is very weird to wake up somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning and say sleep on. True? Very weird. But I was like, what do you mean by that? And he took me to the scripture. And you know, when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane and he is praying and he told the disciples to wait for him. And then he came back and they were sleeping. He's like, hey, I asked you to stay awake. Could you not have just spent a little time just, staying awake for me to support me? And he goes back into the garden and he comes back out and they're asleep again. And what does he say? He says, sleep on. So I'm like, that's not good at all. If you look at the symbolism in it, and I'm starting to think that we are getting closer to the end of the age than we want to believe. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am an ex-Mormon, and for some reason he had me in the church for 55 years. So he did. I was born into the church, so I am trying to help wake those people up. And a lot of them are not waking up. A lot of them get very angry. And so he might be coming to the point where if you don't want to listen, sleep on. Sleep on. You know, the good part about that is that eventually the disciples did wake up, and it was in a frenzy. And they, it says, at least in one of, I think Matthew, it says that they ran away naked. I don't know if that's a connotation, if they just meant, like naked, but they weren't actually naked, or if they were naked. But you will wake up. It might be after you die. It might be before you die. It might be in plenty of time to get yourselves ready spiritually. And it might be in a quandary where you're just running around going whatever. But when the Lord speaks the words sleep on, I think you need to say, are we getting too close to where it's just going to happen? And all the preparing and all the people speaking out and trying to wake you up is not working, then go ahead and sleep on. Now, I'm going to bring up just 4 things going on right now, like right now. And ask yourself how you feel about this. Okay? Just ask yourself. Now, how many of you people watched the opening ceremonies of the Olympics? I watched just a small portion because I don't want to be involved in that. But tell me you did not see the arches and the ball with the inverted pentagram on it and the fireworks going off, looking like fire, basically fire. That's not good. That's not good. That is an occultish practice. They were summoning something very evil. I don't know why people don't understand the inverted pentagram is Luciferian. I don't know how you even talk your brain into it. But if that's where you're at, sleep on. Sleep on. Because in Salt Lake City, at the Eagle Gate Memorial, that's like, I think it's on South Temple and Main, or State Street. And it's on four corners, and it has an eagle on top. And guess what's underneath the eagle? An inverted pentagram. Guess what's on the LDS temples? Well, the Salt Lake Temple, unless they took it off, which is going to be interesting to wait and see when they take the scaffolding down, what it's on there. Inverted pentagrams. So, if you want to say that's no big deal, if you want to say inverted pentagrams have nothing to do with Luciferianism, Satanism, sleep on. It's right in front of your face. You have all the information you need, but you choose to stay asleep. Sleep on. We have LDS church leadership being mentioned in the Epstein files. What stories are you telling yourself to get around that one, huh? If you can get around that one, then sleep on. We have a channel on YouTube called We Are the People. And it's not a channel for the faint of heart, but the LDS leadership is being called out left and right by people. Left and right. But hey, they're probably lying. Sleep on. I think that we are at a point where if you don't want to wake up and stand for truth and righteousness, then it's just going to be too late. What do you do? What could the disciples do when he came out and he told them to sleep on? They missed the chance to stand with him. They missed the chance to support him. If you don't wake up, you will miss the chance to stand with him. And I don't even know why he said that to me. I kind of, like I said, I went to the scriptures. He took me to the scriptures, and I'm like, well, that's a hard thing to speak about. And it took me 4 days to decide to just do it because, ultimately I couldn't care less what people think. I do care what he thinks. So there's only two choices you have here. There's only two choices. You're going to either wake up or you're going to stay asleep. And when he said sleep on to his disciples, he wasn't bitter. He wasn't mad. I mean, why would he be mad? But inevitably, the time had passed to stand with him. So study and pray. Your time will pass. And eventually, you're going to wake up. Like I said, eventually you're going to wake up. It's the circumstance at which you're going to wake up, but you're going to wake up. Now, I want to let you guys know that I have a son that's going to help me with my ministry a little bit. He is very much into figuring out the scriptures, and he's got a lot of good insights. And so I will be posting some of his videos on here as well. And I hope you guys enjoy them. Sometimes he goes really deep and even hurts my head. But sometimes, like, he's told me things and 2 years later, I finally get it. And other times it's just like he's speaking to a child. Anybody can understand what he's saying. But for those of you that like to dig, he's definitely probably going to give you something to look into, because ultimately it's your journey back. It's your journey through this life. You don't look horizontally to anybody. You might listen to something they say and say, oh, but it's your job to go figure it out. It's your job. And how do you figure that out? By going vertical. Vertical. There's only one person to get the living word from, and that is from a living being, and that name is Jesus Christ. All the rest of us, we are all dead. We were born. The minute we were born, we started dying. Okay? He tells you not to put your trust in the arm of flesh in the scriptures. So quit looking to man to lead you to the Father, and find your relationship. Find your relationship with him. That is the only way you are going to make it through these last times. I don't even know what else to tell you. You've got to look vertical, not horizontal. Nobody's going to save you but yourself. So I look forward to my son's videos, and I'll be making them, like I said, as I hear things to tell you. I'm not just going to come on here and make a stupid video, because who needs to listen to one more stupid person? Nobody. So until then, remember, Jesus Christ is the way, he is the truth, and he is the life. It's time you start believing him. See you next time.